Thank you, everyone, and actually, just want to start this message off by thanking the people that actually helped me through this run, inspired me, because this was not just a one-man show, right? This was a whole team effort behind the scenes. One of them was obviously my parents that are in the back. Thank you for coming here. Right? My parents were always late, but they were here when I said 1 p.m. They were here, right? They knew they couldn't miss the speech, but yeah, I'm really thankful that they always supported me since day one. Actually, I don't know if some of you know this, but my mom was actually the one who started the business before me, right? And she had quit. But during that time, I was helping her study. And I was like, you know what, might as well try this out myself, right? And so, now today, I'm actually the one helping her again get licensed. But yeah, and I know my dad, my brother, my grandma's here. And then to my team as well, Aiden is actually one of my main runners during this run, right? A long time ago, I always wondered, like, I don't have a team yet. How can I start running, right? Some of us do our MD run and like, how can we actually do it? We don't have a team, right? But that team comes along the way. You don't have to be perfect to start, right? But when I made that decision to start, all these, my team started coming in. So I know Aiden was a big runner. He wrote his exams in Calgary, was one of my licenses, and at the unis back there as well. But they definitely contributed a lot. So let's give them another hand actually. My message for today, I know I'm gonna talk more about it in Weston, but I'm actually gonna talk about having that 100% belief, right? I hope you guys have heard that many times, but when it comes to this business, you're constantly running for a goal, right? It's MD, SMD, 100K, but at the end of the day, what you're committing to isn't the title. You're actually committing to your future and your family. That's what it is, right? So when you give up on yourself, that's what you're also giving up on, right? But for myself, I actually started this business around the same time as Adrian. Shout out to Adrian over there. But yeah, it was a very long journey. And I know for myself, one thing I really admire is my leaders in this business, Aljin, Shanta Lee, many more, because they always had patience for me. Like when Shanta mentioned that your blood pressure goes down, she was right, But yeah, I'm really glad that throughout this journey, they always believed in me 100%. It started with that, right? I didn't believe in myself yet, actually. Lee told me to run a long time ago for MD, and I said, not yet, I'm not ready yet. I have very high standards. I think I have to be perfect first, then I gotta run. Right? But what I learned along the way is, again, you don't have to be perfect, right? And I just want to talk to you guys about how powerful it is when you actually make that decision, right? We always talk about when you make your declaration, right? You have to make that decision. And I always thought to myself, like, I thought I made it already. I declared it back in Whistler or Weston. I thought I made it already, right? But that decision has to be attached to something. It has to be attached to a new level of discipline. It has to be attached to actions. Right? You can't just decide and then not do anything and then wonder why it didn't happen for you, right? So it was a long journey of my run. How many of you actually are running for your marketing director right now, or want to at least, right? I see a couple of hands there, right? For all of you, everyone there, right? I know sometimes it takes a long time and you get beaten down. Peter and I, in All Mavericks, we've been beaten down so many times. We missed our goal so many times. But the one thing that's incredible about both of us is we get back up way stronger and we never give up. Because when we made our declaration for MD, we didn't just say, oh, I'm gonna try running for 3 months, and then after that, done. Hopefully that's it, right? No, we made the declaration. We said, regardless of when it's gonna be, it's gonna be done no matter what, right? So that was a really big thing. One of the things I'll also talk about is, I guess my story. I don't know. I guess not many of you know me, but actually at this moment, I'm actually age 22, so I'm still pretty young. I started this business when I was 19 years old. And I remember Shanta actually was the one who introduced the business to me, like just right at the front door, just the typical Shanta way. And she was giving me food. She was like, hey, like, what are you doing right now? You're in school? Yeah, I was like, I'm in school for medicine, right? But then at that time, I was actually looking already for an opportunity. Right now, many of you would talk to that one 19-year-old or that one 20-year-old that seems like maybe they're already satisfied. There's many other people, right? Sometimes we prejudge people and think that they're already happy with their situation, but deep inside, I was longing for more, but I just didn't know what kind of business it was. So I'm really glad that she brought this opportunity for me, right? And my biggest whys in this business, is to make sure that my future family, as well as my family, we don't suffer the same life over and over again. I'm the kind of person where I hate being stagnant. I have to keep growing. It might take me long, it might be a slow process, but as long as I'm growing, that's what matters to me, right? And what I really loved about this business is, I saw the people, the growth. I was like, yeah, there's growth attached to what I'm doing, and not just obviously like, the income potential and the help that we make for families, but yeah, I really saw myself changing and becoming more and more becoming that person that I wanted to be, right? So, for all of you as well, if you're still an associate, you haven't decided to run for MD yet, right? Make that decision already, right? Don't just stay where you are, right? You didn't start this business to just make a couple of thousands, like Shanta said. You're here to really grow and change your future, right? And it starts with making those decisions to actually, run whatever it is that your team leader is telling you, right? So I'm in that part now where I'm like yapping, kind of like but yeah, honestly, it was a roller coaster ride. Actually, the month of August was actually very different, right? That was actually the month that we wrapped up our run. We actually closed about roughly 38,000 points that month, right? And I know if you already know, the marketing director runs around 40,000 points, right? And a long time ago, months before that, leading up to that, the 40,000 points in my mind was very big, and I didn't think that I could do it, right? Sometimes we look at a goal and we're like, can I really do it? I can see people achieving it, but can I really do that? Right? And as much as I was showing up and, it seemed like I was really confident in myself, deep inside, I actually didn't have 100% belief. It was 99%. It was 99%. I was like, yeah, maybe I could, maybe, right? But then, what actually drove me into making that real decision in August was I was just tired of seeing myself losing over and over again. And I was like, I'm not gonna be that person, like, saying what I'm saying and I don't actually achieve it. So you know what, it's time to actually, put in that blood, sweat, and tears, actually put in the real work, right? Like, what does the real work look like, right? Shanta's a big inspiration. When I visited her in the Calgary office, her calendar was very full. She was making contacts during lunch, during the midnight, wherever she went, and I was like, wow, like, I wasn't doing that. I was like, I thought I was doing the real work. I wasn't even doing what she was doing, half of what she was doing, right? And so I started to course correct and I started to get better. I was like, this business is about building people. So how can I start building people? How can I be that leader that I need to be, right? So those things were what led me to actually being able to hit my goal. Like, I was able to actually set that foundation. It's still not perfect, right? That foundation is still not perfect, but I'm always striving to get better and better every day. So, but yeah, I'm really excited for where our team is headed, right? Again, there's so many more things to come, but I can't wait for my team to actually win. My goal is to be able to help my parents get their marketing director promotion, right? Because the cool thing about this business is not only do you win as well, but your team starts winning, right, along the way, right? What kind of business out there allows other people to win when you're winning, right? That's so amazing. So, but yeah, again, thank you so much, everyone, and we'll see you guys at the top.